Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Mili and today I'm going to show you how a balayage can also not necessarily be blonde. I'm going to be transforming my beautiful model Irene today, and I'm going to give her a Mulberry look with just a few simple steps. With this technique, you will get a seamless transition between the root and the end color. So to start the technique, I'm going to take Irene with me to the backwash, and then I'm going to bring her back and show you how to do it. Alright guys, I'm back with Irene. As you can see, her hair is damp and I pre-sectioned it, but it's not a really big section. It's just for me to be able to go ahead and do the root application. I'm going to be using IGORA Vibrance 4-68 with 1.9% developer. When I use 1.9, I am sure that all I get is more of like this reflect shift and not so much a base shift. We would usually go to here, but for me, in order to have that section meet with the wet balayage, I'm going to stretch a little bit the color to the almost mid section of the hair. Then I'm going to go back and balayage and the colors will meet. And I'm going to show you that next. I think now is a good time to introduce this tool, which really helps, which is our brush and comb combo. It will allow you to color, and then you can go ahead and comb the color out. And it also leaves the hair already set up for your balayage. All right guys, I'm back with Irene, and what I've done so far, as you can see, is just go ahead and color from the root to the midsection. And I've gone ahead with my brush that we've talked about before and made sure to comb all the section through. Alright guys, so I have finished now with the first color, which is Irene's base. Now that the application is ready, I will move on to the balayage part. For today, for our lightener, we're going to be using IGORA Barrio Blonde Super Plus in combination with IGORA Royale Oil Developer in 6% 20 volume. The reason why I've chosen this formula is because I don't need a heavy lifter. So I'm not trying to get her as blonde as possible. I just want enough lightness to go ahead and deposit some color. So I'm really aiming at 2 or 3 levels of lift, and this is why I've chosen this particular lightener. It will do the job, it will make the hair the right base for our gloss later on. Also, another thing that I love about this lightener is the formula, in the sense that it is actually quite creamy. So for the balayage, the consistency is quite perfect. Now let's talk about the sectioning for this balayage. I need high impact and low effort. So I'm just going to do a couple of really big pieces that will make a difference. 2 at the bottom and 3 at the top. 1 to each side and 1 in the middle. So sort of cascade that color over into the nape and the back of the hair. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start painting, and I've gone ahead and done my sectioning, which is not very precious, as you can see. The reason for that is that I want this to feel quite seamless and free flow, and that is why I've also chosen to bring some of the hair that is sitting on the front of her ear also to paint it towards the back, because it's also going to be seen when she puts her hair forward again. I'm going to start with this section, and the reason why I haven't chosen to color the nape is because I really want to have also that light and shade and pockets of light and shade going through. Also, Irene seems to wear her hair mostly down or in a low ponytail, so for me it almost feels like an extra effort to do that section if we're not going to get visibility. Remember, work smarter, not harder. So first, what you need to do is always consider your tension. You want to keep tension and pinch the hair towards a place. In this case, I like to leave a little bit of the ends and kind of pinch it in the middle, as you can see here. And this is where I'm going to start painting first. So I'm going to deposit most of my product in this middle section, and then I'm going to work my way down and up as I go. Another thing that you need to consider is this is superficial painting. So you're not going to be able to see it when you lift the hair up that much. It's all going to be deposited mostly on this superficial layer. I'm going to show you a super easy way which you can blend this, especially at the top here. So you can grab the section softly with your hand, or you can pinch it and then repaint back where you pinched. Remember, wherever you put your fingers, you're going to leave a mark, so you need to make sure that does not look that way, that it looks absolutely seamless. But you can go ahead and use your hand. You close your hand, keep it compact, don't open your fingers, and you can go ahead and use it as a little paintbrush. you may notice that one color is going into the other, and if you're worried about any stains or anything looking not clean enough, you can always use your hand again to make sure that you have that very seamless blend. The idea here is that the two colors melt together and do the work for you, so that when your final glossing is applied, there's nothing to correct, there's nothing to change, everything you've already done in this step before. Alright guys, I have finished my middle sections as we talked about before, and now I can move to the front sections. So here again, I'm just taking some big chunky sections and I'm gonna work the same way I did in the back. I also have left here some depth as well, because I really like that contrast and that dimension that it brings when you leave some pockets of light and shadow in between. I think if you were to paint everything when the hair is straight and down, it's going to look too heavy, too balayaged. So because I want this to feel kind of seamless and a little bit more effortless for Irene today, I've decided to leave some sections in between without painting. I am, however, going to paint this section which is closest to her natural parting, and the reason for that is that I really want her to really see those mulberry tones close to her face. Remember, this is where you deposit most of the product first and go even a little bit higher with your hand than you would with the brush. Make sure it's all covered. We want those tips to be the brightest. All right, as you can see, we have a little rogue piece that was left from my section, which was a little bit too short to match my section. That's all right. I'm going to go ahead and paint it on its own, and I'm going to do the same as I would do with the other section, which is make sure the ends are really saturated in product and use my hand to blend it into the root that we've already put in. I'm back for the last section, and I've chosen a pretty big one, and once again I have left some contrast, some dimension here. I'm not going to be painting the section right below, but you can see that the previous section is showing through, and that's exactly what's going to happen when the look is finished. You're going to get some of the color shining through. So for the last section, I've taken quite a big section going from Irene's parting and crown and a little bit towards the sides, because the idea is that when the section kind of opens, it will cover most of the back of Irene's hair. Another little tip for you is to always elevate your section, right? You don't want to paint your section here, because if you do that, chances are you might actually end up creating some stains in the rest of the hair or bleeding the product into the rest of the hair. We don't want that. So by elevating and separating a little bit, you already make sure that's simply not going to happen. Alright guys, I am finishing the last section off, and I just wanted to show you once again with my hands, with my fingers all together, the blend that I have created towards the crown of Irene's head. Look how pretty that looks. This is your visual that you're already going to get a really nice blend. If visually it looks melted, it will also be melted when you're done with it. So I'm gonna come back to you once she is ready for our glossing, and I'm gonna take you through it. See you then. I'm back with Irene. I took her to the backwash and I shampooed her hair with the Fiber Clinic's color shampoo and the mask or treatment for colored hair too. So now that I brought her here, she's ready for our glossing, and the way I'm going to do this is super simple with a bottle application. I'm gonna go with 7-88 and 6-99, and I'm gonna do 2 parts, 2 parts of the 7, 1 part of the 6. The idea here is to create some reddish tones, but also infuse them with some purple, so that we get a nice mix that shifts in the light from burgundy to mulberry and has all of those beautiful tones going through it. I'm going to once again color the root area, which I have previously colored. As I said before, we were looking for 2 to 3 levels of lift, and I think we got there comfortably, as you can see. And if I turn it in a little bit to the side, you can really see that blend going from the root towards the tips where it gets lighter. You can also see that the lightest point is here at our ends, which is absolutely intentional because we want to keep that melt. So now with the glossing, we're just going to take this into our red color story, and it's going to look great. All Alright guys, I'm finally back with Irene. I think it hits the brief exactly like we wanted to, but just in case, let me recap you how we got here. So first things first, we added a base color that we kind of stretched into the mid-length, and then we did a wet balayage. So the way we did that is we kept the hair damp throughout the application, and we sort of married the lightener into the previous color to create a seamless blend. And of course, we did some parts with lightener and we left some parts out so that we have this dimension which you're now seeing. And finally, after that process, we rinsed her out and we toned her with the IGORA Vibrance, again from root to tips. I put in a little bit of a wave just to show the dimension in the color. So for that, I used a little bit of our incredible Osis hair body first, and then I went in with a flat iron and I kind of twisted some pieces and finished off with a little bit of elastic and sparkler as well. I also included Super Shield before I dried her hair to give a little bit of heat protection as well. While I love this result, I gotta tell you my biggest accomplishment today is that Irene has a white t-shirt with no red stains. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit how you can take care at home for this hair color. We have our incredible Chrome ID color masks 6-88, which is a perfect shade for you, so you can take that home whenever you need a little touch-up. I love to hear from you, and of course you're always welcome back to our channel for more videos and more information. If you want to know anything about the products that we talked through today, all of the technical aspects, you can also visit our e-academy where all the technical information from the products used are available, and many more free education resources for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.